Can my work one day really help a common person?
It's almost like we're the super collider of ideas, and we're just constantly smashing things together.
Our bread and butter is variation and trying to explain all of life.
Alzheimer's is a leading cause of death in America and worldwide. And I wanted to establish my lab in a way that it was addressing a key niche problem. When we have a brain-related disease, like a tumor in the brain, or Alzheimer's for that matter, we would like to be able to deliver drugs to the brain. But the blood-brain barrier is a deterrent to any medical intervention we want to have. Our work through computational model is to create that understanding at the molecular level so we can design drugs that can go through that blood-brain barrier to create a solution to delivering drugs to the brain without a brain surgery. It took us 2 or 3 years to establish ourselves, and now we are one of the leading research labs that is studying the blood-brain barrier. And it has been remarkable how much we have learned. Once we understand what is the structure, that would be the foundation to the drugs that we can design that can cure the disease.
My job here as the chair of journalism innovation is to explore the intersection of journalism and technology. I do that by constantly looking out there for new technologies and tools and approaches that could change the way that we all produce and consume media in the future. A few areas that I've since become a worldwide expert at are virtual reality, and in particular using virtual reality for journalistic storytelling. We're now doing things with technology known as photogrammetry, where we can 3D image an entire space. You put a headset on, and then you're in that space, and you can move around, and you discover the story. That's just a totally new type of storytelling. In these research projects, you really have to push yourself to do things in new ways, and you kind of want them to not work, because through that you then try different approaches, and eventually you make discoveries. It's not about the technology, it's about those ideas and what problems they solve for real people.
Genomics has become an incredibly important field. Now the big goal is to be able to map genomes to phenomes, to the kinds of traits we're interested in. We're doing an incredibly ambitious research program which involves characterizing about 30 complex traits, including lifespan, reproductive aging, body form, across hundreds of species. And we are sequencing full genomes of hundreds of species. Once we have all of these pieces, we are going to be able to have a holistic understanding of how organisms in their entirety are evolving. This is a more ambitious research program that has ever been done in evolutionary biology. There's never been anything like it. This has huge implications for understanding the genetics of disease in humans. From our perspective as evolutionary biologists, it's an absolute game changer.